Hey, my friends, how are you? It's Matias Leiva, and welcome back to a informative video like always. I'm not exactly sure if you're on YouTube right now watching this video. If you are, below this video, there's a description box. Inside that description box, I want you to click on the link. It's going to take you to my blog post that gives you even more information. You can read and hear and watch me talk about MLM lead generation, kind of give you the one-on-one breakdown of it, why it works, how it works, what is it, what you must know. And if you're actually already on my blog, you've read through the content, I've told you to watch this video, I'm glad you have, because this information is going to just completely open you up to the most cutting edge forms of generating leads on the internet. Now, before I get into specific methods and techniques, before you can put the wall and the roof on a house, there has to be a foundation. And there's always three basic laws that, if you've watched all my trainings, whatever I do, I always repeat these three laws. Why? Well, not to be repetitive, is because it's that important. It's that important that you understand these three basic laws in order to create any kind of success, whether you're generating leads, whether you're building a business, whatever it is that you're doing, blogging, affiliate marketing, whatever it is, you need these three basic laws to succeed. Okay, so law number one, obviously, for your business to move forward is you need leads, right? Without leads, you're not going to create any success. It's like trying to live without blood. Best of luck to you, right? Number two is you need communication. And like I mentioned before, and I've said this before as well, you can communicate several ways: through the phone, through meetings, through sit downs, or through email and video, kind of like we are right now. So there are different forms of communication. There's only a certain amount of platforms out there, right? There's direct mail, there's phone, there's meetings, there's sit downs, email, and video. How you communicate through those channels is what's going to create the sales, the success, the growth in your organization, right? And number three is how you follow up. And this was taught to me in the second company I joined in direct sales when I was 19 years old. I joined a company called New Skin. I worked under a very successful multi-millionaire named Dan McCormick. He was a millionaire by 22 in a company called Herbalife in the early 80s. And he always said the fortune's in the follow-up. And till this day, the reason I've made the kind of money I've made and had the success I've had is because obviously I've generated a lot of leads, and I've mastered the art of persuasion, communicating, getting the message clear, making sure you understand what's happening. But most importantly, I've mastered the art of following up through email, videos, and consistently stay on top of people. Whether they join this week, next week, 2 years from now, it doesn't matter. As long as I'm dripping on them some way, somehow, they're getting the message. Okay? So let's go into MLM Lead Generation 101 here for you guys. All right? So everything's on the internet, specifically, there's several ways to generate leads, right? So we're going to do kind of a cross between the two right now. Okay, so you have what we call online, and then we have offline. Okay, pretty simple. Either you do it online or you do it offline. Either way, success has been proven in both models. Recruit on the internet, recruiting offline. Still to this day, about 75 to 80% of the industry is still doing it offline. So we're going to put 80% of the industry, 80% still what we call home meetings, party plans, whatever it is, in that scenario. Okay. Now, I would say the other 20% is online, and this number continues to grow pretty much by the hour because there's more and more people that go through their friends and family, make a list of everyone they know. They go out there and they don't realize that there's other ways to market offline. So the first thing they do is they pick up their phone, they come to Google, whatever it is, or laptop, and they start to search. Maybe have you found me here? You typed in MLM lead generation tips, techniques, whatever it is that you typed in. You were seeking a solution to your biggest obstacle, which is obviously more leads. It goes back to law number one, which is more leads equals more people to talk to. More people to talk to equals more sales. More sales, more commissions in your pocket, more financial freedom for your family. Pretty simple. I mean, it's basic. There's no mathematic equation that you have to go through in order to figure this out. It's pretty straightforward. So 20% of people and growing online, 8% are still offline. Why? Well, when you look at a lot of the baby boomers and a lot of the older people involved in direct sales, they've all been there 15, 20 years and they've been doing it offline. They're just now beginning to harness and adapt to the online world, right? So the offline world consists of different generations. You have direct mail. I still consider that offline. You have belly to belly, right? Belly to belly, direct mail. You have, flyers, drop cards, meetup groups, which are great to use, um, magazines, magazines, local networking. The list goes on, but there's many, many different ways offline to generate more MLM leads for your business, right? Let's talk about online. The online world is pretty simple. It's either content, so videos, blogs, social media, right? Or there's paid, which is pay per click, um, CPV, which is cost per view, which is kind of like those pop under ads. When you download something on the internet, you might download a piece of adware. You download that, and if you don't uncheck the little I accept to receive ads and all this stuff, it's a really, really tiny box. Most people don't see it. You accept to have ads pop up on your search engines, on your browsers. And it still happens even in today's world with those filters because you've accepted for that to happen and bypass your filter. So PPC, CPV, you have like info links, CPA networks, right? All types of stuff. Now, where do you go? Where do you begin? Um, it's really about finding your groove. Where do you feel most comfortable? Is it online? Do you want to create a blog and do what I do and create videos and content and share with people information and knowledge and not only uh, express a lot of value, but also express a lot of value and build a business? Or do you want to go offline? Do you want to build a list of friends and family and go through that warm market and then go out there and find the next 50 people? Go out there and find the next 50 people. Go out there and find the next people. Get dressed up every day. Go bump into people 3 feet from you. Use your memory jogger. Use direct mail. Use belly to belly, flyers, drop cards. I mean, it's what you want. Now, here's how I teach my team and teach others in the industry to kind of break it down to simplify it. It's really about your time, right? The techniques, the strategies, everything's out there. In fact, if you subscribe to my 7-day bootcamp, I give you some of my top 7 no-cost free advertising techniques that I've been using over the last 5, 6 years since 2007 when I came online that have allowed me to build a huge list of subscribers, followers, blog readers, video subscribers, whatever you want to call it, that continuously tune into what I have to share, my blogs, my videos, and from that crowd, it's several thousands of people. I've sponsored hundreds of different people into different network marketing programs over the last 5 years, testing, trying different things out, and trying to find out what works best for me. Now, for you, it's about your time. So we're going to do 2 types of bracket. We're going to do full-time, and we're going to do part-time. Okay, and the reason why is this. Let me give you a ratio. About 90% of the industry is part-time. So 90% of distributors and direct sales, new ones, future ones, existing ones, they're part-time. Why? Well, this business is not for everyone. This business is not for everyone that desires to create a full-time income. There's a lot of people that enjoy an extra $1,500, $2,000 a month doing it part-time while they work a nice corporate job, or the spouse and wife work together and they make 60,000 a year and then bring in another 20 or 30 from their direct sales organization. They're happy, they're content. That's great money out there for a family that's working a job and then part-time can generate another $2,000-3,000 a month through network marketing. It's awesome, right? Now, many of us have a bigger dream. We have the dream of creating huge months, 5, 10, 15, 20, $30,000 types of months, and it's out there. In fact, many of my closest friends are in the 6 figures. Some are even close to 7 figures a month, which is crazy to think about, but when I go to their house and I meet these people and we hang out outside of just business and we go hunting, we go shooting, we go fishing, we go wakeboarding, whatever it is, it's real. It's real, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I've seen it. I've seen that it's real, right? And I've gone through the process of the books, the tapes, the seminars, and I'm continuously uh, divulging myself into new information, new techniques, new strategies, but staying very consistent with the core principles of this industry, which is a strong message, great product, good company, great lead generation. If you can have those 4 or 5 basic principles aligned and well thought out and put in place with an action plan, your success is guaranteed 100%. Guaranteed 100%. Okay. So back to my point is your time. So are you going to do online, offline strategies? Well, part-time meaning you're probably working a 9 to 5. You have kids, you have family, you have a spouse. Maybe you're single and you're looking to transition out of your 9 to 5, but you only have part-time hours available. Well, for me, if you're a part-timer, I believe you should be more online. And I'm not saying if you're full-time you shouldn't, but the reason why is because once you say you get a blog up, your blog will work 24/7, 365 days out of the year for you. Where if you went out there and did some of the offline marketing and you were working 9 to 5, you only can schedule your offline techniques either super early in the morning, you got to go into Starbucks and bump into people, or in the evenings, you got to go to the grocery store or the gym to bump into people, right? There's really a couple areas you can actually tap into good crowds of people during those different time slots, right? So if you're part-time, I believe your most efficient way to leverage your time, so you're not out there stressed about recruiting, and you can take your time, enjoy making a living as an employee, which is totally fine, right? But in the part-time evenings, part-time mornings, create your online brand, start creating content, start putting stuff out there that will attract, okay, attraction marketing will attract quality prospects to you and your business, right? Now, you're full-time in this business, I firmly believe you should be doing online and offline. Why? Well, it's a formula that I've been using for quite some time where I like to split my time as much as possible. I do some meetup groups. I run my own meetup groups where I once or twice a month people come into my office, 50, sometimes 30, 50, 60 different business owners. I give them value, training, information, and then I kind of prospect and through the series of asking questions, I find which would be the best candidate for my business. So that's kind of a little offline, right? But then at the same time, if you're full time and you have 24 hours a day to work the business, let's just say you work at 12 hours a day, you can easily generate blogs, content, videos, and still go out there and do meetup groups, go out there and do drop cards, go out there and bump into people when you're at the grocery store, at the gym. I mean, I still do that. Although I'm very online, I would say 95% of my stuff is online. That 5% is me going to the gym, going to the grocery store, going out to eat. Maybe I go downtown and walk around the casinos, or I go to the lake and I just run into people by default. That's kind of my 5% offline activity. 95% of it is me creating content like this, videos, trainings, and educating all 90 million plus people worldwide involved in direct sales. So my biggest thing, and it should be for you as well, is your time. Okay, where can your time be used the most wisely? Okay, I'm not saying the offline doesn't work, and I'm not saying the online doesn't work. There's got to be a good mixture. Okay, there's got to be a good balance between the two in order to create the success that you're seeking to create. All right. So this is your decision here. If you're part-time in the business and you work a full-time job, then you should definitely start online with videos, content. So once you put the content up there, it's always on the internet 24/7. In fact, I have content on the internet from 2007. I used a website called eZine Articles, and I posted about 78 articles. In the last, I think, 6 years, it's generated like over 40,000 different unique visitors to those articles, and they're all still on the internet. So if you're a part-timer, it'd be wise to do the internet on your part-time hours. If you're full-time, it should be online and offline. I would say a good 80% online, because once again, it goes back to the fundamentals of the internet. Once you put it up, it sticks. And then I would say 20% offline. Okay? That's what I would stick to. Now, let's go into one more in-depth training here real quick, which is kind of like, I call it the pyramid here of creating success. Okay, and it's more like a mountain. We all start kind of on one side of this pyramid, right? We all start here. Broke, college dropout, corporate exec, unemployed. I don't care. We all start some way, somehow at the bottom of this industry. Okay. The biggest obstacle is not your ability to generate leads, because generating leads is actually very simple to do. Very simple to do. The biggest obstacle is creating good enough successful habits that will kind of push you over this hump of success and get you into what we call a snowball effect. If you ever seen a snowball effect, just go on YouTube and type in snowball effect, where a little snowball starts at the top of the mountain and it starts to roll down and becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it starts to just create, massive destruction, massive momentum. Well, same thing happens in this business. I don't care what your walk of life is. I don't care where you're at. I started with no money in my pocket. I had to borrow money from my mom, landscape my sponsor's yard. I dropped out of college. English was my second language. I had no skills of selling, no skills of marketing. I didn't know how to turn on a computer. I barely understood what the heck was going on around me, but I had a dream. And if you have a dream and you have a vision and you have tenacity, anything is possible. But I had to put myself through these new cycles, these new habits of life, and I began to create habits. I began to create rituals. Like you'll read in my blog post, my morning rituals of meditating, eating healthy. That's been going on for years now. Working out. I mean, it's all part of the process. And this, my friends, is what I call the process. It's accepting and receiving the process of success. Success is a process, it's a journey, it's not an overnight rich. I promise you that. So when you get involved, we all start the same playing field. Now, what's the difference between those that get over this hump and create the snowball effect? Well, it's pretty simple. It's your habits, your rituals, your willpower, your beliefs, and most importantly, are you willing to invest in yourself? Time-wise, education-wise, training-wise, are you willing to go through those steps and processes to become a better you in order to attract the right prospects, the right money, and the kind of success that you only envision when you close your eyes and you sit at home and you sit there peacefully and all you think of is the house, the cars, lifestyle, freedom, buying your mom a house, buying your dad a house, making sure they're set up for retirement, making sure your kids are ready to go in the near future. So my friends, I encourage you under this video, subscribe to my 7-day bootcamp. In my 7-day bootcamp, I'm going to outline some specific strategies and techniques that I've been using over the last couple of years to generate upwards of 20, 30 leads a day. I've built a list of over 15,000 people that consistently grows by 20, 30 people a day. So anytime I want to send an email out, boom, I push a button and voila, 15,000 people are reading my email just like that. So you'll see I'm very calm, very content. I should be way more excited, but I want to make sure you guys get the real me and see that this business is very simple, it's straightforward, and I welcome you to the new journey of creating success. Welcome aboard. Bye-bye.